Here, the analysis of views begins. Views are shown here in a standard arrangement. Top, front, and right side, and we've included a left side view. Note the line of sight between left, front, and right side views, parallel lines, horizontal parallel lines. Okay, but when we're analyzing the view, the right side and the top, we picture it this way, revolving this around, matching it up. Now, the direct approach is if you're lucky enough to have a model to work with, or you're actually sketching an object, you can hold it up and picture it in front of you and position what you would call the front view, a normal looking kind of position, and then rotating the object in your hand until you get a top view. Also, rotating it to the right to get a right side view. So, for instance, if I was drawing creating a drawing of this eraser, that would be probably drawn as the front view, a long dimension, even though it's kind of maybe thought of as the top, but we'll call it the front. And then I would rotate it in my hands and look at it from the top, and then rotate it to the right to create my right side view. Now, let's stop and think about how we create, or what we decide is a front view. This will be talked about later. Objects, although this is probably the top view, in drafting we arrange our views so that the long dimension, or a kind of a resting kind of position, is in our front view. So we kind of use the long dimension rule quite often and place objects that are long in this kind of arrangement. But if it looks like it's going to be normally setting in its position, like this one, where the long dimension is up, then the rule about a resting position or stable looking position governs what the front view, how it's arranged. So you would go from the long dimension maybe going up in this case, which we wouldn't draw the eraser this way. We would draw it like this. That looks normal in a resting kind of position, and it's long and makes the drawing space a lot smaller if we position it that way, as opposed to drawing it like this and then positioning and drawing that as the top, which that would not be what you would think of as being the top. That could be thought of as the top. All right? Next, we'll begin looking at visualizing objects.